Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Doggo Box. For those of you that haven't joined us before, my name is Tammie and I'm the Chieftess here at Canines. We are a premium dog adventure business in the west and northwest of Edinburgh. So today I'm very excited about our special guests, but I'm just going to give people a minute to join on and come and listen. So in the meanwhile, I'm just going to tell you about next week. So those of you who watch every week know that it's usually every Monday at 7:30 I do a live post. Unfortunately, next Monday I'm not actually doing one. The reason is that it is actually my birthday week next week and I do have plans, so I'm really sorry. Hi Scott, hi Shirley. So actually next week, what is happening though is the amazing Rachel Bean is coming to Edinburgh. She doesn't come up here very often at all, so we're really lucky. She's coming up and she's joining up with Clan Canines to do a canine first aid workshop in Murrayfield at the Murrayfield Parish Church Hall. So it's next Tuesday the 24th at 6 o'clock. Rachel, in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinion, is the best canine first aid trainer in the UK. She really is something very special. Her CV has to be seen to be believed. And I think that there still is a couple of places left on that. So if you're interested in getting on it, guys, it's for dog owners as much as it is for any kind of pet professional. So if you've ever felt like you wouldn't know what to do in an emergency situation if something happened to your dog until you could get them to the vet, then this is something that gives you a lot of peace of mind. It's a really practical workshop, but it's a really relaxed environment. It's a small group. You get to physically actually have a go at putting bandages on a real dog as well and learn some of the key fundamental canine first aid procedures. So it's really worth going. So if you are interested, please do message me after this live and I can hook you up with Rachel and let you know how to get onto that. But tonight I'm really excited. So I have two special guests tonight and they are actually part of my clan. So I'm just going to say hi Karen and Claire. There's a few other people joining us now. So the Daisy is a fab little Yorkie. She has been in my clan for quite a while now. She was one of my first. And her human is Lisa. And the reason that they are joining us today is because Daisy is actually a therapet as well as being part of the clan. So she volunteers as a therapet for Canine Concern Scotland. And Lisa's going to tell us all about it because unfortunately Daisy, as fabulous as she is a dog, so she can't tell us herself, but she is going to join us for the interview. So I'm just going to see if they're there to bring them on. But guys, in the meanwhile, please do say hello and please send us some likes and loves because Lisa's very nervous and so is little Daisy. So just bear with me. I'm just going to see if they are there. Okay, so they're not quite there just yet. So just bear with us. Lisa, if you are there, just send me a wee comment. You're not showing up as being watching yet, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I did today while we're waiting. Hi Jen and Claire and Karen. Everybody's here today. So guys, I don't know what you were up to today, but I was out at Cramond Island with my little clan this morning, which was fab. It was the first time we'd been over in a while. Tide times just haven't really worked with our walk times. Hi Lisa, Lisa's there, fabulous. And then we went to Vogray Country Park this afternoon actually with the Curly Crusade, which was amazing. It was the first time we'd been there on one of our crusades. It's sort of on the other side of town, it's on like the northeast. If you haven't been before guys and you are local to Edinburgh, I'd highly recommend it. Cool, so it's looking like Lisa's there, so we're going to have another go. Guys, can we have some likes and loves again please for Lisa and Daisy? Lisa, you're not actually showing as appearing just yet. Lisa, sorry guys. Lisa, are you on the app? Just check that you're watching it on the app for me. If you can actually, I don't know, you might be able to send a request as well to me. Karen, has it cooled down there? Yeah, it was a little bit cooler this morning and then this afternoon it was roasting again. It was really hot again. Yeah, Lisa, maybe try coming off and going back on again, that's fine. Shirley is saying, I would love to do therapy. Yeah, guys, I'm so excited for Lisa. I don't want to talk too much because Lisa's going to tell you all about it, but I didn't know what a Therapet was until I actually started walking Daisy and found out about it through Lisa. And it's such a fantastic thing, and it's something that, you know, quite a lot of dogs can actually get involved in. And she's got to talk to you about how she got involved with it, and whether your dog might be suitable, and how you can sort of look into getting involved in it if you're interested after we finish talking. So let me just have a look. Still not quite showing up yet, Lisa. There's always a technical malfunction. Anybody that knows me knows that I have technical dramas. Every time we do a Facebook Live, it wouldn't be alive without it. Jen's asking what type of dog is Daisy. She is a little Yorkie. She's a Yorkshire Terrier. I'm just having a wee look, Lisa. This is looking hopeful because you do have a green camera next to you. Okay, I think... It should be adding you now. You should have a wee request coming through now, Lisa. Hopefully. We're all sitting in suspense. I know I broke the internet again. I'm an absolute liar. Yay! Hi.
Hiya. Yeah, good, thank you.
Oh, and there's wee Daisy. Hi, Daisy.
Can you see her? Yeah.
She's so cute. Guys, can we have some loves for Daisy, please? Because she is very, very cute. Thanks for coming on, Lisa. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Do you want to just start by telling everyone a little bit about yourself and Daisy, just so...
Yeah, I think you've kind of introduced a wee bit already, but I'm Lisa. I'm a volunteer with Canine Concern Scotland Trust, and this is my dog Daisy. She's a therapist with Canine Concern Scotland. She's 7. She'll be 8 quite soon. She'll be 8 at the end of August. Hi. And she's been a therapist for about 3.5 years now, and is also a member of your clan.
One of the originals.
Yeah, one of the originals. Yeah, she's been with Tammie for about a year and a half. Yeah, and loves it. So yeah.
So what is a therapist? For anyone that's watching that doesn't know, tell us what a therapist is.
Well, a therapist is kind of a service within Canine Concern Scotland, which is a charity. Charity's been going for I think about 30 years. It's just had its 30-year anniversary. And it was set up for a range of things. I think it was set up to kind of promote responsible dog ownership, and do some research about the kind of benefits of pet therapy, and also to set up a therapist service. So yeah, there's loads of different parts even within therapists. So they visit lots of different places to provide different kind of therapies and interventions. So yeah, it's really, really varied.
Oh, and is that our wee neckerchief? Is that our wee therapist one she's wearing?
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you get involved in? How did you find out about it? And
I got involved, it was about 3.5 years ago, and I can actually see there's a few people that I was working with at the time who are watching, so I can see them popping up. I got involved, it was about 3.5 years ago, and I worked as an occupational therapist in a forensic learning disability team. And there was like a summer fair at the Royal Edinburgh Hospital, and there was a stand there, a therapist stand there. So I went up and talked to them, and then spoke to my colleague Jane, who you can see is watching just now, and we both decided to register our dogs as therapists and use them at work there. So yeah, so that's what kind of started it at the time, because we realised that it might be quite valuable to use them in the team we're working in. So yes, we got them registered then. Yeah.
Oh. And so what does she how often does she do it, and where does she go? What does she do as a therapist?
Well, it's been quite varied over the few years. So for the first probably about 6 months, I think, she was coming in to work with me when I worked in that team, and doing various things there. We tried to make it not be that she just came in just to kind of keep us calm, but do kind of therapies with the patients we're working with. So there was loads of things that she did there. She did some kind of one-on-one work with some of the patients, and she did some group stuff as well. But the idea was to try and like build it into their like interventions anyway, so help them, I suppose, promote social skills, or help them kind of look after the dog, so they would then hopefully look after themselves after that. And just promote kind of good like social interaction, and promote self-esteem as well, because the group we were working with were people who didn't really get a lot of kind of like social or touch, or like actual like physical contact, so they're able to kind of play with the dog, and they kind of got the feedback from her, so it was really nice for them and helped them to feel like they could open up as well, so it was really useful there. Then we started volunteering with Fostering Compassions, which is a charity in East Lothian, and they work with kind of children who are at risk, so either foster children or children who were in kinship care, which is children who are living with kind of aunties or uncles or grandparents, so people who are living with family members. The project there was to help the children with their reading. So it's for the kids weren't so confident with reading, so Daisy would go along, or other dogs would go along and kind of sit with them, and they would read books to her or read poems to her, just to try and like build up their reading. So it was really good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was good. And now she goes into the university. Just it's only about every couple of months at the moment. So she goes in, and it's normally around exam time or kind of mental health week or something like that, and goes in for like groups of students and just helps keep them calm. They kind of rotate. They go in for 15 minutes at a time and spend time with the dogs, and the idea is to reduce their anxiety. So yeah, so I think it's really beneficial for them. Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I mean, like, obviously, I work with dogs every day, so I'm like
Yeah.
super calm all the time. But they just
No.
dogs have such an amazing calming effect, and like
Yeah.
yeah, it's such a difference to your life, and it's so nice that actually, like, you know, you can bring that to people that might not have that on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because she definitely keeps me calm. It keeps me feeling nice and de-stressed. So it's quite nice when you go along and you see other people who are feeling quite stressed or quite anxious, and feel them kind of feel a bit calmer.
yeah,
There's loads of research into it as well, about like not even just the mental health benefits, but the physical benefits as well. Like it reduces your blood pressure and your heart rate as well. So there's lots of kind of research and studies being done about it too. So it's it's definitely been really beneficial.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
nothing bad about spending time with dogs. There's literally not. So what kind of places do therapets go? Is like obviously, so we found out kind of where Daisy does it, but is there other places that you can volunteer?
Um, there's loads of different places. So basically anywhere where there's groups of people. So yeah, it could be absolutely anywhere. I think there's quite a lot who go into hospitals, and different, like completely different types of hospitals. So I know there's groups that go into the Royal Edinburgh Hospital, where I've done lots of work before, and do kind of different groups in the library, I think, and the patients come and see them there, so they get some kind of pet therapy then. Or going on to wards, like kind of in the Royal Infirmary as well, they do it. And actually, I've been in touch with the area representative for here, just to find a new opportunity for Daisy to go into, because it was quite good to get something more regular set up. And she suggested like a brain injury unit, so that sounds really interesting too. So there's kind of hospitals, but then there's also like care homes and things. I think a lot of therapists go into care homes.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, they also do. They work with CAMS, and do some like dog phobia work too.
right.
Um, so yeah, so it's really really varied. Yeah, lots of different things that they do.
Uh-huh.
Trying to think what else. They go into schools as well. There's like a reading for dogs project set up, where therapists go into like primary schools, and I think it's for maybe like 6 week blocks or something, and spend time with the kids, and it's again to promote their reading, so the kids start reading to the dogs. So it's yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like obviously you can see from what you're saying, like the people that are sort of getting the pleasure of Daisy's company and the Therapet's company
Yeah.
get loads out of it. What do you get out of it? What does Daisy get out of it? Like,
Um, I don't know. I think I just get out of it. I just like seeing that other people get benefit from her.
uh,
Because I know how beneficial it can be. So yeah, I think I just like seeing other people benefit, if that makes sense.
yeah,
It feels nice. Like when you go home, you're like, oh, I've had a nice day because Daisy's been helpful, and you get to chat to people as well. Like on the students one, you chat to like 100 students or something. So yeah, so it is nice as well. But it's quite that's quite exhausting because you do chat for a couple of hours. um, but I think Daisy likes it as well. She
yeah.
she
She
seems
she
to
loves
be fine with it.
people. Yeah, she
Yeah,
loves people, Daisy, doesn't she? She's like, yeah, she's
yeah,
a wee social Sparta caller when we're out. So I can imagine she just loves it. She gets to spend time with people.
yeah,
So
yeah,
um,
yeah. She's always, like going towards people.
I'm seeing a few questions here, so I was going to do questions, but I don't want to miss any, so I'm just going to check here. Zita is asking how long do Daisy's sessions last? So when she's doing it.
Well, I know the pause for stress one, so that's the university one. The sessions are 2 hours,
Right.
so it's not a long time. But I normally take a break in between, and they always say just take a break when you want to.
Uh,
And there's water and things there, so yeah, so it does seem like quite a long time. And then in the end, actually, at the end of it, she's always exhausted. So I feel like the students at the end don't really get the most from it.
uh-huh.
She's kind of sleepy and like not too bothered anymore. Um, but so I think it kind of varies. I think probably the hospital visits and things are probably shorter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure how long they are. I think
Mhm.
you kind of when you get kind of not paired with somewhere, but kind of set up for going somewhere that you can kind of negotiate when you go and how long it's for and how often and things. So yeah, I think it's quite negotiable.
Well, yeah. And Karen is asking, oh, does Daisy have a favourite activity? I think I'd like to be read to. So
Favorite activity.
I can imagine she really likes being read to be fair.
She likes doing lots of things. She's pretty adaptable. Um, she likes going for walks with me.
Oh.
Um, yeah, yeah, pretty. She does most things, whatever I do.
Yeah. Oh, so if people were interested in this, obviously, I mean, you're a volunteer. You don't work for Canine Concern, so there's only so much you can sort of like answer. But like, if
Yeah.
someone was sitting at home thinking, "Oh, I'd quite like my dog to do that," like, how do they get involved? Is there criteria for the dogs? Do they,
Um, yeah, there's criteria for the dogs. So they need to be. I did look this up before before the live. They need to be at least 1 year old. And they need to have been with the owner for about 6 months. Um, so like you can have like rescue dogs and things that are Therapets, but they need to have been with the owner for 6 months. And then if you want to get involved, like you need to contact Canine Concern Scotland and ask them for an application pack. So the application pack has loads of different things in it. I think you need to get a couple of character references. You need to the dog needs to have an assessment, which I can tell you a bit about. Um, I need to get a PVG, which is I don't know if you'll know what that is, but it's like a protection for vulnerable groups certificate. So it's basically like a kind of like a police check to make sure that you're like I was safe to work with children and work with adults. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no,
So do all that.
that makes And what's the assessment? Sort of, you mentioned she goes in for a reassessment. Like, what does that
Mhm.
involve?
Yeah, so they came to the house actually. It was a guy, Douglas, who was the area representative at the time. And I think he's a trustee for the charity now, but he had a huge job, so now it's kind of spread out between different area reps. And yeah, so for me, it lasted about an hour and a half. He came here and they kind of check their temperament. They check that they're not going to bark excessively, which you'll probably laugh at because I know she barks loads up the hills. um, but yeah, so as long as they don't kind of bark like unnecessarily or kind of bark at people, they need to sit on command. So you need to show that they're under your control. So they need to
Yeah,
be able to. So I think like part of the test is that you've got to sit with them, but almost like then talk to the other person, and they've got to still be quite calm and not needing your attention all the time and not kind of getting at you. So that's part of it. You need to make sure that they don't jump up. I'm trying to think what else. They need to be able to walk on a lead as well, like a non-extendable lead, and not pull excessively. So yeah, I think that's the main things, and I think it's mainly about kind of temperament. So they need to be able to be like touched like all over their body and not react too badly. Yeah, that's the main things.
Fab, which all kind of, it does make sense. Yeah, that all sounds logical. Zita's just asking, so obviously Zita, sorry, I don't know if you missed, Lisa doesn't actually work for Canine Concern as such, she's just a volunteer, but she might know the answer. We'll ask. Do you know if they stipulate what your dog is fed? She's heard that some of the charities are now excluding dogs who are fed on a raw food diet. Do you happen to know that, or?
No, I don't know. But I know that all the people that work there are really nice, and they would probably be able to help you with it. There's an email address on the website. I think it's just info@Canine Concern, and yeah, so they would be able to help you out with that. Because yeah, I'm not sure. It wasn't asked.
What we'll do is at the end of the live, we'll put a link to the Canine Concern website, so anyone that's kind of interested can go on and have a look. I think I've heard, Zita, that they don't take raw food dogs, but that's like a on the grapevine thing. I don't know that for certain, so you could certainly have a look at the website, check it out, and if the answer's not there, like Lisa said, you could email the info at Canine, and I'm sure they would definitely be able to help you out with that.
Yeah.
Oh, that Jane Davidson's just saying, I'm not sure who Jane is, but she seems to know, saying that Canine Concern don't accept dogs on a raw diet. So yeah, it sounds like, do check out the website, but it is possible that maybe they wouldn't be accepted if they were on a raw diet. But yeah, have a look at the website. Yeah. So what's the value? I guess the only other question I've got is like, what's the value, do you think, of therapy dogs then?
Yeah, I think there's loads of lots of value. As I was saying, there's lots of research about it as well to show kind of both physical and mental health values. But yeah, so it's hard to even know where to start. I think like the main thing for me is seeing people like reduce their anxiety, and feel a bit more comfortable. But yeah, I think there's kind of lots of health benefits, like I was saying about the reduction in heart rate and blood pressure and things as well. And I think just allowing people to spend time with dogs. I think what I see from the most recent one I do, the pause for stress, student, you can kind of see it's often around exam time, so you can see them kind of like visibly feeling a bit calmer by the end of it. And a lot of people like they have dogs at home, so dogs with their parents, but they can't have dogs in halls, so they like just really appreciate the time spent with dogs. So I think that's really beneficial. And I think for people like in hospitals and things, I think they don't get the same sense of affection and touch and things like that. That's really important to us, kind of sensory feedback. So I think that's really important for, I think quite good for vulnerable people who just don't normally have that contact. So yeah. So it's hard to summarize.
Oh, look at me, Tracy. I'm so proud of her. She's being so well behaved, isn't she? She's a wee superstar.
I think she's thirsty. No, she's good. Yeah, she's really good.
Guys, if you've got any more questions, just type them up now quickly before we finish. I'm just having a look. Claire is saying, yes, from the 1st of January 2019, Canine Concern Scotland do not allow raw fed dogs. So that's this coming year. Also, Claire obviously feeds her dog raw food diet, so unfortunately they're having to stop being a therapet in January. That's a shame. Karen's saying, does she get to meet the other therapy dogs? So if there's does she interact with other dogs while she's doing it?
Yeah. So I think one of the things is that the dogs have got to be quite good with other dogs. Or actually maybe it depends where you go, because I think there's some places you go individually, and then there's other places you go in groups. So the one at the university is normally in groups. There's normally about 6 dogs, and the same with when I did the reading for dogs one with Fostering Compassion. Yeah, there was a few dogs there as well, so they do get to interact. and like the more things you go along to, you kind of start to recognize the dogs.
Uh-huh.
And they're normally dogs that like you're going to get on with, so it's fine. Yeah, they're all really friendly, and they're all like a complete variety in sizes.
Uh-huh.
Like quite often Daisy's one of the smaller ones,
Uh-huh.
and then she'll be next to like big Alsatians or Great Danes and stuff. So yeah, it's really really varied. So it's quite nice.
Oh, that's
And some people who've got 2 dogs or 3 dogs have them all registered, and they bring them all along together.
uh-huh.
Um, so yeah, so there's often a wee group of them. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's really get to interact. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Yvonne's asking, would they visit individuals in their homes? I don't know if you would know that, Lisa, potentially, but do you know?
Yeah, well, I think they do, but I think it's got to be like really well set up, and I think there has to be like a third party person there. So I think it would need to be. I don't know if it's somebody else from Canine Concern or whether it's like somebody's carer or somebody's social
Uh-huh.
worker or something would have to be there. So you would never be there by yourself with just the person and the dog. There would always be somebody else there. But I think, yeah, so I think they do that. I've never been asked to do it, but I think that's one of the
Yeah.
things that they do. So yeah, yeah.
Uh, Louise, yeah, sorry, Louise, we were talking at the start about the different places that Lisa has taken Daisy. So you've been a few different places, haven't you? And I think so do have a wee listen back, Louise. But yeah, hospitals, universities, I think care, do you say care homes? So yeah, there is a lot of places. Um, that you can go. And again, guys, have a look on their website because there'll be all the information will be on there as well, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Is saying, oh, thank you both so much for a very interesting interview. Lisa, you were fab. Keep up the excellent work, baby.
Thanks.
Oh, do you know, is there like I don't know if you'll know, sorry, I'm just a question, that you know how there's like the minimum age limit? Is there like a maximum age limit in terms of the dog?
I think as long as they're like still quite fit and healthy.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I suppose that's another thing. Like they've got to have their vaccinations up to date. And yes, and they've got to be like fit and healthy. So yeah,
Yeah.
so I think there's no upper age limit, but
Yeah.
yeah, as long as they feel okay to do it, so you wouldn't be like putting them at risk or anything like that. So yeah, yeah.
Oh, fab. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you very much. And Daisy's just been a wee superstar sitting there. So well behaved. Hey, Daisy. Oh, love her. Lisa, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Can we have some likes and loves for Lisa and Daisy, please? And yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And guys, we'll put the link in the comments to the Canine Concern website, so you can go on if you're interested or think that you might want to get your dog involved, and you can have a look and you can contact them through that and find out about it. Yeah, so thank you very much. Everyone's sending you lots of love. Someone's just registering or re-registering their dog. Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you very much indeed. Have a lovely evening. Big love and big hugs to Daisy. I'll see her soon.
Bye. See you on Thursday.
Thank you
Bye.
very much, guys. See you later. Bye. Bye, everyone.